Hey everyone, and welcome back to Geeks and Governance, the show where pop culture meets politics. I'm your host, Jordan Norris, joined by my co-host, Joey Aguilera, and today we're going to be diving into Peacemaker Season 2. We're going to be breaking down the chaos, comedy, and the surprisingly sharp political and social commentary behind it all. Before we get started, I just want to say a huge thank you to everyone tuning in. We're still a new podcast, and your support really means the world. Every listen, follow, and positive review helps us grow and keep bringing you more of these conversations that we love having and sharing with you. Without further delay, let's get right into it. Peacemaker Season 2.
All right.
Joe, how the heck are we doing, bud?
Doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. Definitely, a whole lot has been happening. Really love the season.
Yes. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Season 2 just wrapped earlier this week on HBO Max.
it was really good to get back into the DCU. I mean,
Yep.
Superman came out not that long ago, but still, it was like, a movie compared to an eight
A whole
episode
season.
series. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
there's no comparison.
Yeah, man, and I really enjoyed I really did enjoy this season. I think it was very different in a lot of ways than season 1, but
Sure.
in a lot of good ways too. I mean, it's a natural, I think it was a pretty natural progression of the story and the characters. And I enjoyed the finale. I don't want to get too much into like spoiler territory because we are going to get there later in the episode. Of course, if you guys don't know already, we do a plot breakdown, and we not compare necessarily, but really try to highlight the themes, both political and social, that are present, and just try to expand on them and make people think really a little bit deeper about the things that we love, like this awesome show.
Right.
And Joey, what'd you think about the wrapping of season 2, the finale? What'd you think, man? Without getting too deep into spoilers.
All right. So what I thought about it was, it leaves it off at like a very cliffhanger type of way because it's got a pseudo ending. Not like obviously we're gonna get there, but it's got its own little pseudo ending that is happy and that has all the characters in like a great place, and then it just kind of falls off a cliff
Right, really
in the
quickly.
very last moments of the final episode, and you're just
Yeah.
left wondering, like, what does this mean? Is there gonna be a season 3? James Gunn was quoted as saying something along the lines that if there's room for it, but maybe not. But either way, we'll definitely be seeing these characters again, and yeah, I can't wait to see what that means. Like,
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I'm really hopeful that they do make a third season because I do think that all the characters that are in the show deserve a conclusion of their own story arc. Because
right,
I think James Gunn has done amazing in not only getting us to care about Peacemaker in season 1, which is not an easy feat. I mean, you're taking a guy, we covered a lot of his character and the established character of Chris Smith and of Peacemaker leading up to
right.
season 1 in our season 1 breakdown. If you guys missed that, definitely go back and check that out. That should be up on all of our platforms. Then season 2, after being invested in Chris and kind of understanding where he's coming from as a human being, and getting introduced to all these awesome, wacky, zany, twisted, messed up friends of his, there's
Yeah,
like a really good conclusion to season 1 where like they left off in a really good place, and they were heroes. They really saved the world. They did something amazing against all odds. Then in
right.
season 2, it was again, I feel that the reason why I feel, going back, that I really want a season 3 is because season 2, I don't feel like had a satisfying really conclusion, and I don't think it was meant to. Like you were talking about,
Right.
it's really, it's kind of like a setup. It's like this season, as great as it is ultimately going to be a springboard for what's next.
Yes, 100%. Yep. And how that's going to manifest itself, we might see a little bit of it in the Waller TV show, or we might see a bit
Mhm.
of it in the Superman sequel, or any of these movies. But yeah, I am looking forward to the future. I will say my one real issue with this season on a personal level was the
Mhm.
change of the song. The song change,
The
I
song
felt
change
it
was
dirty.
awesome.
Listen, no, so all right, here's my
The
thing.
song change is
It's
great.
relevant to the story. I get it. It's
It
like this
is.
beautiful kind of soliloquy about hardcore and Peacemaker, and then there's also, the references to um the alternate dimension with like the Nazi dance that the alternate
Right.
characters are doing, and
Right.
like they're literally moving their arms like swastikas, like yeah. So
Mhm.
there's a lot
I
of that.
actually never caught that.
Oh yeah, dude, it's facts. When they're dancing, they're doing a movement, and it looks exactly like swastikas.
Wow, that's actually
Yeah,
so
but only
insane.
the
That's
alternate
actually
characters do it.
right, right,
Yeah,
right. Just like how alternate hardcore only ever wears a dress.
right. Yeah.
She's she,
She's wearing
she
she's
was
wearing
wearing
pants.
pants.
She's wearing
He
pants,
was so
Dad.
he was so messed up about that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Can you
So that's a
believe she
little
didn't know who
spoilers.
Halloween was?
That's like a
Um,
super micro spoiler in my opinion, but again, just warning to everybody,
yeah,
if you haven't seen the season, we're about to get into all the spoilers. We're gonna cover the
right,
whole plot
yeah.
real quick. I mean, not real quick. It's gonna be lengthy. We're gonna get deep into it. So,
It's gonna be deep.
um,
Yeah,
pause. Uh, we're gonna we're going to expand greatly on the themes. That sounds
yep.
better.
We're gonna
So
shotgun him from the rear. It's
yeah, that's
football
good too.
season, baby.
That's good too. We're gonna tush push right through this season.
Right? Yeah,
Go
that's right.
Birds. Don't
Go
go
for
Birds. I'm
it.
not an Eagles fan. It's
Uh,
just fun to say. It is fun to say though. I find
yeah.
myself whenever I see somebody that's an Eagles fan, I just hit them with a Go Birds. I just feel like it makes them feel good.
Well, they might stab you if you don't.
Right. It's kind of like giving like that one kid in the class like a high five. You're like, I know I just made his day. Oh man,
Oh
I hope
no.
Spencer doesn't have to cut that. I'm gonna leave that one up to you, Spence.
Yeah.
Um,
Sure. I don't know who our audience is, but I don't know.
I feel like I was tame enough there. I didn't mention anything too crazy. Listen, if your imagination takes you somewhere dark, that's on you.
That's on you.
That's on
It's not
you.
my fault your uncle did that.
Yeah, that's not even where I was headed at all. Um, so Joey, we should probably get into the plot here for we should
Yes,
probably get into the plot for season 2 of Peacemaker. Um,
absolutely. Um,
I'm gonna
yeah,
remember now. You have a better memory, and you also are a little bit more up to speed, it per to say, on the changes that were made to the ending of season 1. The way I remember it, season 1 ends. They kill the cow of the aliens. They kill their source of food for the butterflies.
right.
And I know again we went over this in episode in our episode covering season 1 of Peacemaker, but
Yeah,
I just want to recap where exactly do we leave off? I mean, I know Adebayo blows up everything by exposing all kinds of messed up secrets, gets them all kind of blacklisted from any
right. All
kind
the
of agency.
agencies.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you take it from there, buddy.
So as I understand it, what really happened is the Suicide Squad and the events of the Suicide Squad, at least all the major events did happen. Um, you know, everything from probably the Superman references to Polka Dot Man dying, R.I.P., and
R.I.P.
called Starro dying, and obviously Chris Smith having his encounter with Deadshot, um,
Right, and Rick Flag Jr.
and Rick Flag Jr., right, and killing him. So all of that is
This
canon.
show
And
does
then
not let you forget about that.
no, and then Peacemaker season 1, I'm gonna say pretty much everything is canon except for some of the little things, like he references at one point Batmite, which is not going to be a canonized character in the
Oh,
DCU.
interesting.
Yeah. So there's little references like that. The Flash isn't a thing yet in the
Hmm.
DCU. So the whole ending where the Justice League comes up, that's totally retconned. As we know, there is no Justice League. It's just the Justice Gang.
The Justice Gang, which is
Right.
kind of awesome.
Yeah, it is
Which
for
is
sure. Shout out Guy
they're so
Gardner.
awesome in their own special way. Yeah.
Yeah, so the big retcon that we get from the season 1 recap in the beginning of season 2 is that
Mm,
scene with Superman and everything is totally different. Superman is in it.
okay.
It seems Guy Gardner, I don't know what you call
Mr.
her, Hawk
Terrific.
Girl or something.
Right. I think
I
yeah.
don't even think
Let's go
Mr.
with Hawk
Terrific
Girl.
is there.
No, I don't think so. Not in that
I
scene.
don't think he is in that scene, but yeah, and that's basically where it leaves off, and that's really all you need to know going in to season 2 as far as
Right.
what's different. Everything else kind of happened the same way that it happened, you know.
Right.
All the big characters are dead, that we know of, Myrn, etc.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, Captain Song, the cow, the almighty
Right.
cow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and all the butterflies. So I mean, they ultimately they still are heroes, and I think that if I remember correctly, that kind of gets Peacemaker out of a couple situations where they probably would have just blown his whole spot up right then and there, but he got even a moment of uh I guess just uh gratitude, or maybe not even gratitude, just a moment of relief or a moment of hesitation by Argus to pursue him for the things that they kind of
right.
knew that he was already doing
And like
because he
an
was a
ability
hero.
to, like, an opening to kind of try to get back to some semblance of normalcy for him,
Right.
whatever that looks like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he does get all those things. It doesn't work out for him, obviously, but
Hmm.
the but the where really, like, spearheads the story is obviously Adebayo leaked everything about her mom, Amanda Waller, doing all this shady stuff on behalf of the US government.
Right.
That
Rightfully
got
so.
her and all her friends blacklisted from being able to be hired by any federal agency,
Right.
except for Economos. He somehow weaseled his way out of there,
Yeah, I think
and
he's
kept his
ultimately
job.
too valuable. Yeah, he's just too smart and too
Yeah.
valuable and they know he's not dangerous per se, you know?
Right. Yeah,
So I think they
exactly.
keep him, yeah, they're
They
like, let's
just
just
keep
keep
him
this guy on
around.
our side.
Like,
Yeah, keep him around and just torture
he
him
pays
by
into the health benefits, so
yeah, exactly.
we
Um and I think while you're mentioning that, like everyone being blacklisted and losing their jobs, not really able to get jobs in the sector that they specialize in,
Right,
the person that impacts the most for sure is Harcourt.
for
And
sure.
I think this season focuses
Her
really
entire
heavy
life
on
is
Harcourt.
working for these agencies, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then
That's all that she
yeah,
knows. That's all she's good at. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. I mean,
being married to the job.
yeah, being married to the job and again, I think a lot of people can relate. If you're in your 30s, your 40s, or definitely beyond that, and you've worked in the same kind of field your whole life, like if you've never took a step back and realized, like, that's kind of what you do. Like, that's what you're good at. That is what you
Yeah,
contribute to
and it becomes
society.
your identity, for
It
sure.
does. It becomes part of your identity, and for some people
Yeah.
more so than others. And obviously, Harcourt has adopted that identity very much so to the point where, she's a victim of toxic masculinity, and it affects her in such a way where
Yeah.
she basically just spends her whole any free time that she has going to bars, getting into
Just
fights
getting in the
with like dozens of dudes at a time, which there's a great opening scene or the first action scene in season 2, as I think episode 1 of her whooping some wholesale ass in a bar. And
Yeah,
it's great.
for
It's
sure,
great. But then the
for
tables
sure.
turn because only
Yeah,
one person can only do so much.
yeah,
And she
100%.
gets
And when you're
beat
battered and
really.
broken, I mean,
Yeah, and she does, and she gets battered and broken really, really pretty badly, and that's what she does so that she can feel.
right.
And I don't think that there's, that's a pretty, um, I don't know if I want to use the word exaggerated, but it's a very amplified example of that. Most people
Right.
aren't going to be so devastated over the loss of their career and a major life change that they just go to bars and get in random fights. But people do other stuff to escape that, whether it be
Yeah.
drugs, alcohol. I
Right.
mean, there's all kinds of vices and different things that people turn to in order to cope with a major impact like that. And I mean, you see that effect on hardcore. And then I just want to mention that quickly because it's definitely a major part of the plot of this season too. I think we follow
Yeah.
hardcore and follow things
And,
through her
and it's
perspective
really
almost as
just
much as we
like
do
her
Peacemakers.
her coping mechanisms aren't healthy, because I don't think she's
No.
ever really had to be in a situation where she had to cope with her own shortcomings or her bad luck, you know what I mean?
Right.
I
Right.
mean, obviously she's done some hard jobs. She's been an agent for X amount of years, working in the field, but that was also like, her fishbowl, so to speak. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
where she was
Yeah.
at home at and like felt most comfortable. And now
Right.
she's still got all that rage and all that violence that she used at work,
Yeah.
under directives, and now has nowhere to aim it and is also, just struggling. And
Yeah, for
that's the
sure.
icing on the cake too, is that she doesn't have any money. She's staying in a dilapidated apartment, like, you
Right.
know,
What
um,
she does have though, and you cannot take this away from her,
a Keurig.
a six pack. She has a six pack
Oh,
and muscles. And James Gunn wants you to know that his wife is extremely attractive, and you're going to know that if you watch the season, whether you would like to or not. James Gunn is going to let you know that he has an attractive wife,
I
because of
heard he
course
was
Harcourt is
really,
played by
really
James
into the
Gunn's wife.
John Cena kissing, hardcore
That's
thing
that's
too.
messed up.
That's what I heard. That's what
That's
I
messed
heard.
up.
That's the word
The
on the
crazy thing is
street.
that the only person I feel bad for, if that is true, is John Cena. That's the only person I feel bad for in that situation, because I can see that's a crazy love
No,
triangle,
I
dude.
don't think that's true. I think I'm just
That's a
talking.
that's a really crazy love triangle, because you could be having a threesome and not even know it because you can't see him.
Oh no! Oh God! You're telling me
uh,
that thing in my butt wasn't a piece of plastic?
Yes, exactly. It's John Cena. Boom! Drop
Bow,
the
bow,
intro
bow,
music, Spencer, right there. Ba,
bow.
ba, na, ba. Drop the music, Spencer. Drop it. God damn. It's so good.
That's a
Um,
short.
that's a clip. That's absolutely a clip. the so we're gonna try to get back on track here a little bit. Season one, okay, we covered hardcore. We covered Peacemaker a little bit. I mean, Peacemaker's still super devastated over, I think, killing his dad. He's
Yeah, not an easy
he's
thing.
kind of still messed up about the fact that he's made all these major changes and done all these great things, and he's still kind of like an outcast and like hunted. Um,
Right.
so he's, yeah, kind of emotionally unstable at this point.
And I think
Hardcore.
like it's interesting too, because one of the first interactions that we get early on between him and Harcourt is them talking about whatever happened on the boat, um,
Right.
which we find out at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And there's just an avoidance to talk about it, or like a snubbing or like an insult here and there, and it's kind of left
Hmm.
unsaid. Nobody really has an expansion on that. You don't find out for a while, and
Right.
I
Well,
think
she gets
like
super defensive. She gets into like a shell anytime he even tries to mention it.
right. But then
Yeah.
at that point, he gets so like frustrated, and I guess with everything
Hmm.
else piling on, he goes
Right.
right back home and starts doing a bunch of drugs and
So many
having
drugs.
a orgy.
Yeah, he has a
Is
huge orgy. It was one of the
huge
wildest scenes I've
orgy.
ever seen in any major HBO show. Just
Right.
so much gratuitous nudity all over the place. Wild.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Yeah.
crazy episode. And that just shows you the state of mind that he's in. And yeah,
Right.
and he gets
Because like
wasted out of his
hardcore
mind.
goes to fight and have all these altercations in order to feel like he needs something else in order to feel,
Right.
or at
Sex
least
and
to
drugs.
feel
Sex,
good,
alcohol, and drugs.
yeah, exactly, and rock and roll. which,
And rock
you
and
know,
roll. Dude
under
loves
better
himself some rock and
circumstances,
roll.
doesn't sound like a terrible time. But
Right. I mean, everything in moderation, brother. Everything in moderation. That's what it's about.
yeah,
All right.
exactly,
So we got to
exactly.
keep chugging along though, bud. We're 20 minutes in and we are not even into episode 2 yet.
All right, yeah, let's run it then.
So so he gets super messed up at this orgy party that he has at his old dad's house, which is now his house because dad's dead. And
Yeah,
in his drunken cocaine and marijuana stupor, he goes and wanders into the alternate dimension, into the what is it, the quantum unfolding
the quantum
chamber.
unfolding chamber.
I
Yeah,
nailed it. Awesome.
those words
uh
mean things.
yeah, they do when you put them together, I suppose.
I
uh
suppose.
they they go in there. He goes in there because it's too cold outside to let Eagly outside, and Eagly's got to go do Eagle stuff. So he lets him into the quantum unfolding chamber. He's
Just to
flying, and
go free. Yeah.
yeah, and he loses him, and he won't come back. He's calling him, he won't come back, and so he wanders deeper than he's really ever gone into the quantum unfolding chamber, and stumbles upon a door that looks exactly like his own, and finds Eagly there too. Eagly's also looking at the door like, yeah, dude, I'm ready to go back. Like, let's roll.
Yeah, let's go.
And so just, see what happens. He punches in his dad's code and the door opens up. And Joey,
Yeah.
what does he find when he opens up that door?
Dude, he finds the Riz pad of the century, brother.
The
I
Riz
mean,
pad is great.
dude, he steps into this room and it's just immaculate. There's posters on the wall of him, his dad, and his brother all fighting crime together. There's newspaper clippings, there's
The
books,
top
there's
trio,
the top trio,
which
right?
is not like a
Evergreen's
catchy name.
heroes. No,
Not a
not at
catchy
all.
name.
And he
No.
sees all this stuff of a life like maybe he could have had, but that he never got the chance to have.
Right.
And though we soon find out that's not really quite the case, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, it throws him for a loop. And as he's walking around checking things out, he's looking
He
at a
wanders
picture
into
of
his
him
own
and
bedroom.
Amelia. Yeah,
Yeah, he wanders
he's
into
in
his
his
own
alternate
bedroom.
self's bedroom, and he's looking
Exactly,
at a
yeah.
picture of him in Harcourt, and then that universe's Peacemaker shows up with a gun pointed at his head. Yeah. And
Uh-oh.
our Peacemaker does everything like hell to get out of there. He's not wearing a suit. He's super drunk. He's fucked
Right.
up on all this different
Yeah,
things.
he obviously just wants to get the hell out of there, and he's
Yeah.
getting his ass beat by this
Mhm.
alternate dimension Peacemaker.
Yeah, right.
The alternate dimension Peacemaker, I do need to mention, while he's pursuing him through the house and out to the portal, he shoots. He's got alternate dimension
Oh,
Peacemaker's got
yes.
this helmet on, and it shoots out ninja stars that go flying and curving towards our
They're like
Peacemaker.
heat trackers, like heat-seeking
Yes.
ninja stars.
And
Absolutely.
that is the only time in the entire season we see any helmet used. James Gunn, what happened? Why?
Where
What
all
happened
the
to the helmets, dude? Where are the helmets, dude?
Where are the helmets?
We're gonna get to that later in our categories, but we are very upset about that. That's the and I didn't even remember that happened until I was going back over the whole season in preparation for this podcast. I couldn't even remember it. I was like, wow, I was devastated. Devastated. So
that is devastating.
we need more helmet. All right.
Absolutely.
And so
More
his
helmet, less
alternate
shaft.
self chases him back through the door, back into the quantum unfolding chamber, and he's relentlessly pursuing him. He's not listening to him at all. There's going to be no discussion. It's you were in my room. You look like me. I'm confused. I'm gonna kills you. And so they're getting into this fight, and Chris is very, very close to being incapacitated, decapitated, one of the above. It's looking really, really bad for him. And he presses a button in a last-ditch effort. I think he just kind of smacks his alternate self on the chest, and it engages his jetpack, which for some reason jets him directly upwards into almost a picture like a metal stalactite that's just like a sharp, jagged thing coming down from the roof of this quantum or the ceiling rather of this quantum unfolding chamber, and it impales the alternate universe Peacemaker, killing him almost instantly. Not instantly, just slowly enough so that our Peacemaker, Chris Smith, can look into his own eyes as his
as his
alternate self
alternate
soul
self is
leaves his body.
dying. Yeah,
It's messed up, man.
it
It
is
is
messed
messed
up.
up. So now, in pretty, a long time ago, he kills his younger brother, super devastating, messes him up for his whole life. A few months ago, he kills his dad. And now, just tonight, completely accidentally, he kills himself.
Yeah,
That's messed up, man. That's heavy stuff, man. And I want to explore that theme right there, like that messaging. That's not accidental. I mean, later on in the season, he calls himself the Angel of Death. I mean, he really does believe that everyone that he gets near kind of like dies. Everyone that he loves dies or gets hurt, and I
right.
think
Like
he's
he's
got a reason.
like a curse.
Yeah, there's some validity to that thought. I mean, obviously it's not something that he should, not a place where he should stay. That's like a hole that he has to crawl out of. But I mean, you can't blame the guy for feeling that way a little bit.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
Peacemaker kills himself, and that's super heavy. Uh,
Yeah,
I mean, the fact that he just, yeah, the fact that he just killed himself accidentally in self-defense, and now he has to do something about it. I mean, what
who
is he
does
going
he
to go
call?
back into that alternate universe? Exactly. Who do you call? You call Vigilante. You call the
You
only
call-
person that's crazy enough to help you deal with that kind of situation. That's Vigilante,
yeah,
who is
for
just so
sure.
awesome.
He's having a
He's just
great
so
time. I
awesome.
think later on he looks back on it and he says something says like yeah, I was chopping up a body with my best friend. Like who's gonna have a good time doing that? Like
Yeah,
he totally
he's like,
misses the emotional weight of all these moments
yeah,
that
100%. I
happen
don't know
when
that
they
he can
happen.
comprehend it.
No, I don't think so. Yeah, just an absolute sociopath. But when they get together, they chop up his body. It's pretty grueling.
Yeah, it's rough.
I mean,
That's
there's
a
a
rough
lot of
scene.
detail. They decapitate him.
Yeah.
They throw his head in the furnace, and as it's like searing away and like dissipating from the world, you just see John looking at it. And he's just like, oh, he's like super uneasy. And I feel like
Yeah,
that's something the
cremating your own
actor
body
felt
is
in
crazy.
real life because I'm sure that head was like a 1-to-1 model. You know?
Recreation, yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know what I
and
mean?
again, I mean, I think that, it's as much as I want to keep powering through this season and there's so much to cover, I think this is like a really important, I mean, that's a really heavy thing to explore. I mean, the killing of one's own self without ending your own actual life. I mean, that's a
Mhm.
really unique thing to be able to explore on screen without it being extremely abstract. I mean, that's very, what just happened was very, very easy to understand. He went into an alternate dimension, which is very much obviously a thing because he set foot in there and was physically there and almost got killed by the guy, and then he killed him. I mean, it's a really crazy thing to explore, and I don't. We're neither of us are mental health specialists or anything like that, and I'm lucky, and I'm lucky enough where I don't suffer from kind of any kind of mental health issues, but I can only imagine that a lot of people can draw comparisons to how Chris was feeling at that time, and how maybe they think they might feel if they went down a dark path like how Chris is going down right now. And so that's just
Yeah.
something I wanted to touch on real quick. I think that's a really heavy social theme, social comparison to make there.
And you see a lot of the weight of the guilt that Chris is feeling for killing his alternate self when he goes and
Right,
sits down in that universe and
right.
suddenly he's having a drink with, you know, with his brother again, or he's talking to his father again, and
Hmm.
it's just like a surreal moment of, oh man, do I stay here, or what, this is so much better than what I have back home.
Yeah,
Um, even though it's definitely a grass is greener on the other side situation for now. Um,
yeah,
we
absolutely.
found out
Yeah,
the
we'll
grass
find
over
out
there is
this.
about yay high. So,
It's
um,
about
it's about
that's
yay
crazy.
high. That's a throwback
It's about
joke.
as tall as Elon Musk.
Oh no.
So
Um,
we're gonna keep plowing forward here.
Another Rick up my sleeve.
Yep, that's the one.
Yep.
So Yeah, Chris is going through an existential crisis. Chris, he does decide to go back into the alternate universe, and he is really just kind of testing the water still. He hasn't made the decision to go there permanently, but you can immediately tell that it's something that he's contemplated. I think after that first conversation with his alternate universe dad and brother, who he never even got to see grow up or have a conversation with a grown version of him, I think
Right.
like ultimate like you immediately see like he's in such a bad place. Like why wouldn't he stay there? Is what is
Right.
kind of like the
And
rational
mind you,
thinking at the point.
meanwhile, while all this is going on and he's traveling between dimensions, every time he opens his quantum unfolding chamber, it pops up as a blip for Argus to check
Yeah,
out. And
yeah, which is a big
and
problem.
and they don't want a repeat of what happened in Superman with Lex Luthor and everything like
Right.
that. So Rick Flag Sr. is now in charge, and he's obviously got a personal vendetta against Peacemaker.
Yeah,
When he
that's
reads
bad.
the file on his son and he
That's
finds out
bad.
what happened, he pretty much right away makes a a pretty,
Like a vow.
emotionally vested decision
Yeah.
to do everything he can to get this guy.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, even though he's a
Only to
hero
himself,
and
though. He, of course, externally, all of his actions are for the good of the American people, and it's for the safety of Americans. It's not
right,
about a personal
that's the
vendetta at
excuse
all.
he's using, but
Yeah.
but it's more than that, and you could tell it's more than that because obviously, Peacemaker killed his son. Um,
Yeah. And
yeah,
if we want to touch on political relevance there, I mean, and real life relevance, I think if you do any extensive research, you would find that there have been many situations where politicians and people in power do things that are pretty abhorrent in the pursuit of their own personal goals or their own personal vendettas or revenge, and they do it in the name of peace or in the name of prosperity for their people or their country. And that's not something that just was made up for this show. That takes direct that draws directly from real life.
yeah, yeah. That happens every day.
Yeah, every day.
Every day, for sure. And
Yeah.
and it's really like a critique of just untethered power. When you have an agency that doesn't have to uphold to the standards of like the Constitution, you know. I mean, jumping around a little bit, but again, if you're watching this, I'm sure you've seen the season. When he goes like towards the end of the season and now he's talking about rounding up all the metahumans and things like this, like that's a real heavy implication with from an agency with unlimited power, and it kind
Right.
of stems from this personal vendetta that he has. um you know and we'll get into it at a later point, but when we cover Creature Commandos, which takes place before this,
Mm.
he actually had his back broken by Clayface in that
Oh
show.
wow. I
Yeah,
didn't know
yeah.
that.
So he's a little meta too in at this point because his back was
Interesting.
reconstructed. Right.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah, and so in this season with Rick Flag Sr. being in charge of Argus, he obviously he takes the reins and he's very authoritarian.
mhm.
Did I get that?
Yeah, no.
With the way that he leads them, and he does a lot of reckless stuff. I mean, he sends Argus on a raid to Chris's residence after the blip in the night where he went into the alternate dimension, got into the alternate altercation. That's really when Rick Flag is like, all right, we're gonna do something because we don't want, he's telling the people we don't want another uh um
Metropolis incident.
Metropolis, yeah, exactly. Metropolis incident,
Yeah.
referring to the thing that happened in the James Gunn Superman movie when half the city was basically consumed by a rip in the or in the universe.
Right.
Not good. You don't want, and I agree, you don't want that. But
You don't want
that's
rips
not
in
what
your
this is
universe.
about. What this is about is Rick Flag Sr. being able to invade Chris's residence and try to basically capture him. I mean, he wants him for himself. He wants him in a room by himself, and for obvious reasons. And so they raid the house. Eagly is an absolute boss and protects the household and absolutely destroys a whole squadron of Argus agents. And I think that's really when you realize that Eagly is not just a pet. Eagly is him.
Oh, and this is where I want to talk about Tim Meadows' character.
So good.
Dude,
He's so good.
hysterical. I mean, this is where he really
So
makes his
good.
entrance. I mean, from the very beginning, he starts messing with economists, calling them ginger cool.
Oh my god, his
And
banter with
he's
Economos is so good.
but then he's got a nickname for everybody, like the one woman on the squad he calls Titties.
Titties.
And and then when she
So
gets injured by
ridiculous.
Eagly, he goes up to her and he goes, "No, Titty. Don't you die on me, Titties." But he's so sincere, but he's still
Yes,
using the nickname. He still refuses to
absolutely.
use his real name. It's obnoxious. It's so good, man. He's one of the
Oh my
best
god.
characters I've seen. I think he takes a lot of the comic relief for this season on his shoulders because
Definitely.
we don't see as much vigilante, I think, as the last season, though we do get some great moments with him and his alternate self later on. Um,
Right.
but but yeah, I think Tim Meadows' character really brings home the comedy in this season. It's just every time he's on screen, I'm laughing, man. Every time.
Yeah, it's
It's
so
just
good.
something about his delivery. I mean, I don't know if you saw a little bit of a sidetrack, but Brooklyn Nine-Nine, he played a cannibal in it.
No way.
And
That's
dude,
crazy.
it's it's like the funniest bit I've ever seen, man. He just plays it so well.
That's
It's
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, he's great. Um,
I haven't seen that show, but I like a lot of the comics that are in that show. I just haven't really
right.
taken the time to
Yeah.
sit down and watch it.
It's a little
But man,
corny, I gotta say. It's
right,
definitely
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
I have
little
a hard
corny.
time with sitcoms sometimes for that reason, especially major network sitcoms. Oof, it's a rough
Yeah.
one, I tell you.
Yeah, it is a
I
rough
tell you,
one.
it's a rough one sometimes. Yeah. So
But, yeah, take it off.
let's see. So getting back on track here, the raid doesn't go so well. Raid definitely does not go so well. They get attacked pretty bad, but they none of them are like really killed. I think one of them gets like an eye taken out, but none of them are killed.
Right,
So they'll be back. Really, what this did was just buy Chris some more time. You have the other members of the 11th Street Gang are all helping him out, even though he doesn't really realize it. He's kind of wrapped up in his own stuff. But Adebayo's watching his back and trying to do what she can and rallying Vigilante to make sure that he's there to answer the call when Chris really needs him. You have Economos who's working with Argus, but doing so many things that could risk definitely his job and probably also his freedom to try to help out Peacemaker at all times and really doing a lot of stuff to try to help him out.
right,
Um, and then even Hardcore, even in the situation where Hardcore's in right now, where she's having a really rough time understanding her relationship with Chris, she still when presented with an opportunity to screw him over in order to get her job back at Argus, she doesn't really take it. Like she does to some extent to try to give Chris an out to give him a situation where he could escape, but
right.
ultimately, like yeah, I mean, there's a lot of situations where Rick Flag basically offers her a silver, her job on a silver platter and then some for
In exchange
just
for Chris.
yeah, for ultimately betraying Chris, and she just can't do it. I just don't think she can bring herself to do it.
Yeah, and then she even uses code when texting him to let him know that she's surrounded and being watched and it's not
Right,
safe
right.
for him to come and meet her, and then he comes anyway just to follow up on did the boat mean anything type of question, and which
Right,
is probably the dumbest thing you could do, a little irrational.
right.
And it eventually, like, that scene ends with, Hardcore having to put him in a chokehold in order to save his life from being shot by
Yeah, he almost
Sasha
got blasted
Bordeaux,
by an
the
android. Yeah,
cyborg lady. Right.
yeah, he almost got blasted by an android.
Yeah.
If you're gonna get
And
blasted, you at least want to get blasted by an iPhone. Yeah, I'm
But
sorry. I couldn't help myself.
exactly, it's blue bubbles, baby. But his like, but his whole angle of that was all he saw was him being choked out by her, and he
Right,
just assumes that she must have betrayed him for her job in the end of
right.
that scene, which is not the case. She quite literally saved his life, and
At least seemingly momentarily, because then he finds himself in an interrogation room alone with Rick Flag
alone with Rick
Sr.
Flag, yeah, who's just
Yeah,
beating his ass.
yeah.
But that's when
He works him over
Economos
pretty
comes
good.
to the rescue, and
Hmm.
Harcourt too. Harcourt's the one who gives him the idea, or tells
To
him
book him.
to book him, and
Yeah.
then he does, knowing that it could most definitely cost him his job,
Right.
and that's
But
when
they have to book
Bordeaux.
him. The reason why they have to book him, in case anyone, is just listening to us to experience the show, which is a really wild way to approach it, but I respect it. Uh, they they have to book him so that if the cops, so that now the cops will actually show up, like an actual police force or somebody will show up for him, and they can't just beat him to death or make him disappear.
Right.
So that's how he really saves him. And again, just again risking his freedom, Economos being risking his freedom and his job to again save Chris's ass. And so they
Yeah.
basically just let him go. They literally let him go. They're like, well, we can't hold him, we can't give him to the cops because Rick Flag's already worked him over as something awful. He's like on the verge of life and death right now, so we definitely can't give him to the cops. They just let his ass go.
Right. Exactly. Yep. But not without
And
sending somebody to follow him. Um,
yes, they send oh man, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Little green dude.
oh, Judo Master.
Yeah, Judo Master. Well, they send this Judo Master to do recon on him, and then so he goes back to the house, and he's super dejected because he's in his feels again about the whole Rick Flag Jr. thing, because he just got his brains beaten in by his dad,
Right.
and he's super dejected from Harcourt because he just like he's obviously in love with her, and she's not reciprocating it at all.
Right.
And so he's made his decision, guys. He's going to that portal. He's going to the alternate universe. He's going to fill the empty
Earth
shoes
2.
of the dead version of him. Yeah, he's going to Earth too. And so he goes, and that blip when he does go sets off another alarm for Argus, and so they have another reason to go storm his place, and they
Yep.
go
He
with
leaves a little note too for the 11th Street kids, basically
yes,
saying goodbye and that he doesn't belong there and he belongs somewhere else, and all this heavy stuff, and Judo Master tails him, which is hilarious. And we don't really see what he does that entire time. We don't really find out what Judo Master is up to in the universe the whole time, up until he rescues Adebayo.
right.
Um, yeah,
Right.
and so
And real quick before we get directly to the alternate universe, and in the pursuit of Chris and everyone, and kind of chasing them all around and using this portal opener thing that they have, because it's like a little thing that they can move from place to place. Michael Rooker plays a guy who
oh
is
yes,
this eagle hunter,
Eagle
and
Hunter,
he's like this
but he's actually
crazy
magic.
eagle. Yeah, well, yeah, he I guess he's kind of magic. Yeah,
He's
he's kind of
magic,
magic. He
dude.
believes in
He
like
has magic.
all these native American. Well, it doesn't
Yeah.
really save his ass. I think
No,
if
no,
anyone has
not
the
at all.
magic, I think it's Eagly, because Eagly
Well,
was able to
Eagly
summon
is the
all those
prime
eagles.
eagle.
He is the prime eagle. So
I
yeah,
don't know what that
there's a whole
means.
subplot with this character and hunting eagly, and I was really worried because at one point he does shoot an eagle down. Can't remember if it was dead, but he
Yes.
shoots an eagle down out of the sky, and you're like, oh my god, did this bastard just kill eagly?
Yeah.
And no, he didn't kill eagly. You can't kill eagly. There's no
No.
killing eagly. There
No.
is none.
Eagly is like dog meat. He's immortal. No, I
Right.
don't know if that's true, but he's out there.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, that brings us to, the bulk of it, which is 6, 7, and 8. And man, these episodes, it felt like a lot of build up to this point. Like, you know what I mean? It just, the last 3 episodes feel like an absolute explosion of of action and story and emotion and comedy, and it's just like a whirlwind of entertainment.
Yeah,
So
I definitely agree.
yeah, starting with ignorance is Chris. I like
Yes.
those puns.
Yeah,
Um,
right.
this is when, all the 11th Street kids, they travel to Earth 2 using the unfolding chamber, and they're looking for
Mhm.
Chris. And they walk into the alternate Peacemaker's house, and Harcourt is, you know, talking all loud without a bio and stuff, and then that's when Chris's brother walks in, Keith, and he's like, "What the hell are you doing here?" And everybody like starts hiding, and she's talking to him, and she's like, "Oh, me? I just came to pick up this snow globe." And then
The snow globe.
he's like,
It's like,
"Okay, that's weird." He's like, "Our mother gave that to us before he died." And
you're
she's
crazy.
like,
Crazy.
"Oh."
Oh. He's like, yeah, well, he wanted me to come grab it. It does that. He's like, yeah, it's usually what they do when you shake them. He's just like
Yeah.
so off putting. He's like
And then
just
she's
super
like,
confused.
he's like, "Why are you wearing pants?"
Right? Yeah. He seemed very very upset about almost upset, but definitely very confused and perplexed by the fact that she was wearing pants. Think about
Right.
Hardcore. She always wears pants. She never doesn't wear pants
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But in the alternate universe, she's wearing skirts all the time.
all the time, and
All
we're
the
gonna find
time.
out pretty soon why. Um, so
Office romance.
office romance. The other great thing about the alternate universe, I mean, when we're first going there, we're just kind of giddy to see all the alternate version of these people's selves, and I think one of the most excited I was for the ones that I was the most excited for was probably to see Vigilante's alternate universe self. And I think
Oh
he would agree
yeah.
with me because as soon as they decided that they were going to Earth 2, he said, "Oh, can I meet my alternate self? Can I meet my alternate self?" And they're just like, "Yeah, I don't really know if that's part of the plan." And then as soon as they get there, they're just like, "All right," he's like, "All right, guys, peace. I'm gonna go see my alternate self."
I have to know. And yeah,
Yeah.
and he gets there and he starts getting all giggly over the subtle differences between his universe and the alternate universe.
Yeah, Cheery O's with an H.
Yeah, with an H. And he's like that, and he's like, "I'm keeping this." Um, yeah,
That's
and
awesome.
then he goes to the basement, and we find out that one, his dad isn't gay in that universe, or he's not happy. I don't know. And then and then we find out that the two vigilantes are exactly alike, like
Yes,
almost exactly alike
in almost every way,
in almost every way,
except
except
Earth
they do
2
have a little
Vigilante
disagreement.
he
Hates
absolutely hates
Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. Yeah.
Yeah, he also thinks it's
Yeah.
a little extreme to kill people over graffiti. But
Yeah, he
I,
does. Yeah,
I
because
disagree. That's other people's stuff. You shouldn't be writing
that's
on
other
it.
people's stuff. That's not your stuff to write on.
That's
He
not your stuff
said
to write on. Yeah, yeah, dude.
it's so crazy.
Vigilante is fantastic. Just
Yeah,
the
and when
funniest.
by the time you have the bomb drop that so Vigilante explains that, yeah, I hate Peacemaker because he's just this
He
giant
stands for everything
douche,
I
and
don't.
yeah, he stands for everything I don't. I really don't like him, and he's like, yeah, what's the group that he's supporting? Like the Freedom Fighters?
Sons of Liberty.
Sons of Liberty, yeah, that is it.
Yeah,
And earlier in the season, on like one of the first trips into Earth 2 that Chris makes after killing himself, his alternate self, he goes into and basically like stops a heist. Like it's like this super heroic moment in Earth 2 where he goes and nobody else can help. Like, everybody else is super far away, and there's these group of people, they call them the Sons of Liberty, and they seem like really bad guys, and they have a bomb, and they're planting a bomb. They're like, we're gonna kill everybody if we don't blah 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 blah. And you're like, obviously these are terrorists. And
yeah,
and
yeah.
Vigilante murders all of them with his bare hands. When most of them, I mean, I guess he takes a couple of their guns and kills them with them. But I
You
mean,
mean
he
Peacemaker?
yeah, Peacemaker. What I say, Vigilante?
Yeah, yeah.
No, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm so stuck on Vigilante. But yeah, Peacemaker, he goes in and he has this super awesome scene where he's just murdering people left and right, and it's super heroic, and he saves the day, and it's awesome. And then in that scene where Vigilante is having that discussion, you realize you're like, Oh my God, he killed a bunch of like really like the only good people that were
Yeah, like
around.
true Americans.
Yeah, like actual real back. Yeah, that's like that was super dark and like super funny, but super dark. And
Yeah, yeah,
and yeah,
dude.
so that's and then we get to have both the
Oh,
vigilantes following the gang around. It's awesome.
yeah.
They
And
team
so,
up.
dude, this brings us to episode 7, which has one of my favorite openings ever. And it's not even because of what happens like in it. It's because of
Mhm.
the backgrounds, one of the background stories that I'm definitely gotta share, like a Keith in the
Okay.
Night. So in the very beginning, Harcourt's like, this is your perfect world, right? That's how the previous episode ends, and it's like
Mhm.
the American flag with the swastika where the stars should be.
Yeah,
And
not good.
yeah, not great. And he goes, she and then he's like, I didn't notice that. And he's like, what about all the copies of Mein Kampf on the tables, on every table? And he's like, well, books are for nerds anyway. And
Yeah, he's like,
then
you think I'd be this buff if I read?
yeah, yeah. And then she's like, and the giant mural of Adolf Hitler, and
That was
he's like, I
crazy.
can't believe I missed that. But there was another thing in that scene where they had a bunch of extras with real mustaches they had to grow, Hitler mustaches.
Oh, no
And like
way.
it was a big like facial style in that universe. So
Oh,
like
that's
there were all
hilarious.
these paid extras with that like had real hair Hitler mustaches, and they had
That
to
is
like be on
crazy.
set every day, and they would be like at the water cooler like talking or whatever.
That's
And
so crazy because they did all that just for me, a giant nerd, to watch it and miss it.
well, no, they didn't put it in.
Oh,
So
no way.
they didn't put it in. So here's my thing, right? The if you're one of those extras, man, you're a white dude, you got a Hitler mustache, you're
Right.
an extra in this movie, you can't shave it till the scene's done. You're there for
Right.
like a week. You gotta go get breakfast with that sandwich. Like, you know what I'm
Gotta
saying,
get
dude?
breakfast with that sandwich with
That's
that mustache.
with that mustache.
That's awesome. You gotta
Gotta
go
get
breakfast with
breakfast
that
with that
sandwich.
sandwich. But what about second breakfast?
It's
No, but
like-
but yeah, you gotta wear this mustache and go get the sandwich. Like that's crazy, man. That's
yeah, it
crazy.
is.
Oh, those poor
And they cut
guys.
it.
And
And
they
they
cut
cut
it.
it, huh?
And I feel bad
Did
for
they
those
give a
guys.
reason why they cut it?
I think I think James Gunn said it was just too long of a joke, but honestly, I think it could have gotten longer. I think you could have done that bit for 8 minutes and I would have
No,
been like
100%. Absolutely. It would have been
100%.
every additional thing they pointed out that was glaring and obvious. It would have made it that much funnier.
Yeah,
100%.
absolutely.
100%. Because they did it
Absolutely.
very well to where it was
Funny
plausible
for a
that those
moment.
things, and also it was plausible that those things were there the entire time and we just didn't see it.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we're not looking through their perspective. It's forced perspective through the camera lens. So
Right. Yeah.
yeah, it's really, really, really great stuff there. So yeah, that's a big reveal, and you really find that reveal out when Adebayo, they're all on the Earth too. They're looking for help, and Adebayo goes for a walk. She leaves Economos back at the mansion where Peacemaker's dad and brother live, and she goes for a walk, and she's walking down the street, and she's getting some really, really strange looks, and then all of a sudden, Keith is actually driving by in his truck, and he slams on the brakes. And he turns around and he goes, "One got out!" And I'm like, "Oh no!"
Yeah.
When you hear "one
Yeah.
got out" and you're the only person of that type around, you need to do exactly what Adebayo did. Fucking run
Yeah.
for the hills.
Run
And
for
she's
the
not
hills.
exactly the strongest runner in the world, but man, she did what she
She
had to
booked
do.
it. She booked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which comes to my favorite judo master scene
Yes.
where he just electrocutes 30 people in a pool
Yes. That was
with the
awesome.
telephone cable. And then in his little weirdo way, he just goes up to Adebayo and he's like, that's the most amount of people I've ever electrocuted in a pool with a telephone wire. And she's like, what's the second most amount of people you electrocuted in a pool with a telephone wire? And without hesitation, he goes, 4.
4. Yep. It's like he's done this before. Yeah, he's a professional.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Like,
Judo Master is a great character. He's such a little asshole. It's awesome. I love that he
100%.
never takes off his mask. I love when we're gonna fast forward a little bit here, but eventually Judo Master becomes part of a larger Argus task force, and they're all in like these hazmat suits. And even
Right.
in the hazmat suit with the helmet over, he's still wearing his Judo Master mask. It's so awesome. It's so good.
That's so funny. Yeah, when they're going into the portals in
Yes.
the finale. Yeah, okay.
Yes.
You're right.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, man.
Um,
So and the way we get to these portals, so they all get back together as all this craziness is happening, and they're all realizing that this Earth 2 is a very bad place. They definitely cannot stay. Um Peacemaker and Hardcore are together. They're being chased by cops. They get pinned down. Then Peacemaker's, Earth 2's dad and brother come in their super suits and kill all the cops, blow up all their cars, and basically rescue them and take them back to the mansion for a kind of interrogation. They already have Economos there. He's been stabbed. He's been interrogated. He's not having a great time.
yeah.
And they're all there. So now Hardcore's there. Peacemaker's there. Economos is there. Adebayo's there as well.
Yeah, everybody's there.
Adebayo's there, and well, the only one who's not there in the room is Vigilante,
Well, no,
and
so Adebayo is not there yet, I don't
okay,
believe. Yeah, because she comes in with Vigilante
Yeah, Vigilante
and
and
Judo
Judo Master,
Master. Right.
yeah,
So no, she's not in there yet. But yeah, that's when you get like the like a real breakdown of these new characters in a different light, where you kind of find out it's implied that that world's Peacemaker was kind of like a super violent racist and kind of unhinged, a drug addict, etc. And then um you find out that his brother is supposed to be the more level-headed one, but yet he's still doing things like, when people were pointing out Adebayo, he was trying to round her back up, and his dad scolds him for that. And he's like, that's not what we do.
right,
And then you kind of get the reveal that this world's white dragon, or blue dragon rather, is not a
mm-hmm.
racist at all or a Nazi sympathizer or anything. He's
Right,
just a dude living in this universe, you know what I mean? And
mm-hmm.
kind of making the best of it that he can.
Right,
Um,
and he has a line to one of the crew, and he basically just says, he's like, "What do you go out of your way and stop your day every time and to fight every single injustice you see?" He's like, "No." He's like, "We neither do we, but we do the best we can with what we have in the situation that we find ourselves in."
right.
And
And at
yeah,
that
and
moment,
yep, at that exact moment, Vigilante bursts through the window like that one meme where the SWAT team is just busting through like every hole in the wall. Is
yeah,
just
dude.
he just busts through and just
Yeah, just
immediately
stabs him
kills.
in the neck
He
like
stabs him
50
so
times,
brutally,
dude. So many
so
times.
brutally kills him, and he's just and it's just like, no, my
Yeah,
God,
and
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 yeah,
Peacemaker is just like, I don't. He wasn't a Nazi. I don't think he was a Nazi. Da da da. And then they're like, "Come on, we
right,
got to get the fuck out of here." So they start hitting the dip, and
yeah,
then that's when his brother flies through the wall right before he goes into the portal and starts
right,
fighting him in the library, or trophy room, as Peacemaker likes to call it.
right,
Um, and uh And yeah, like that also has a real brutal ending where he's getting his ass kicked, and the rest of the 11th Street kids jump on top of him, manage to subdue him. The vigilantes kill a bunch of cops in the meanwhile, and they're all like stabbing him. They're all taking a turn at him, and that's when Chris kind of breaks down, and he's reliving, killing his brother
right,
when he
super
was a
heavy
kid.
stuff. And he
Right.
lets out this like animalistic hysterical scream. He just screams no at the
Yeah.
top of his lungs, like a
Powerfully
super like
delivered, for sure.
crazy.
Yeah.
And he's just like, what are we doing? Like, look at us. Like, what are we doing? Like,
Yeah,
stop
what have we
stop killing
become?
my brother. You're gonna kill my brother. That's my brother. Don't do that. We gotta go, and we gotta get
Y-
the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And it's a super heavy moment. And I wanted to circle back just to again, just you look at how celebrated these guys were in this universe. They're the top trio. They're the superheroes. They're the guys. I mean, in order to be the guys in a universe that is controlled by Nazis, you're probably not great guys. Like you're probably not
Right.
the kind of superheroes that we imagine. Like they're not doing
Right.
heroic things that we think of. They're doing things that align with Nazis, and that's
Yeah.
not good.
That's not
Um,
good.
regardless of what Fox News will tell you.
I do
Anyway,
not see your point.
yeah, exactly. That's neither
Thanks.
here nor there.
You're
But
welcome.
the it's crazy stuff. They go back to regular Earth, and basically immediately upon going back, they are apprehended by Argus, or their Argus is waiting outside of Vigilante's house, which is where they had the portal set up.
And Peacemaker gives them the quantum unfolding chamber.
Yeah, and he says
Yeah.
these guys all convinced me to come back. Every single one of them, they came by, and I did all this by myself. They convinced me to give it back. Here, I'm surrendering.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that
And
that
that
speaks to
brings us
sacrifice for
into.
oneself.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. And it does feel that way. Like he's not that. I don't think he's really thinking that way in the moment. I think he's thinking he's doing whatever's best for everybody else.
Right,
But it does become like kind of like a martyr situation where, he's giving up his technology, his means of fighting and being who he is,
right,
along with his freedom, in order for the rest of the gang to have a brighter future, so to speak,
right.
without him in it. And and it sounds like it's selfless, but it's
Mhm.
but I think it's got worse adverse effects than that,
No, for sure.
for the rest of the gang. I mean, he, like, in episode 8, and we see it in the beginning, like he doesn't even allow them to visit, him in prison whatsoever.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so they decide, they're like, all right, well, we're gonna take this into our own hands. He doesn't want to get out of prison. We're gonna get him out of prison. And so Economos convinces Vigilante to bust into some of that sweet, sweet drug money that he's got stashed in his basement.
Yeah.
We didn't really touch on that, but Vigilante's got millions upon millions upon millions and millions of dollars worth of cold hard cash and drugs in stashed away in his basement.
There's
It
something else he has, Jordan.
looks like something out of like Breaking Bad. What's
He has Beanie
Oh, he has Beanie
Babies.
Babies. Oh my god, that's awesome. Are those collectible? I feel like
the
you should be taking better care of those.
When the market bounces back, dude, I'm gonna be
Fuck,
rich. What are you talking about?
That's awesome. Throws them on the ground.
Yep.
Immediately depreciates them.
Nah, dude.
That's
Nah,
rolls his
not
chair
those.
over him.
Steps on them. They're actually comfortable on my feet.
Oh my god. Oh man. They take a bunch of drug money. They bail Peacemaker out of prison,
Yep.
and he still refuses to talk to him. He's being a big old jerk about it. He doesn't want to talk to me. He's like, I'm leaving town. I gotta go. And basically, long story short, they all corner him at this hotel, and they just talk to him. And Harcourt kind of admits that, like, it did mean something. That's when she finally admits it did, that the boat did mean something. She gives him what he's been really
Looking for.
looking
Yeah.
after this for this entire season. What he's, and really literally for 8 episodes we've been waiting for a legitimate answer to that question. And she goes, of course it did, you idiot. Like, of course, obviously it meant everything. She says it meant everything.
Right. Yeah.
And and
And
then and he's back, baby.
he's back, and
He's back.
it kind of leaves off in like uh like a happily ever after type of situation, for the
Yes.
most part in that finale. I mean, there's a lot of fun stuff with like the portals, and they're testing out the quantum unfolding chamber, and they're
Oh
going to
yeah,
all
we
these
kind of
dark
forgot to go on that.
universes. But I mean, it's not all that relevant to the overall. Now they just have the basically what you need to know is that Argus now has control of like a fully linked and feasible um quantum unfolding chamber where they can travel between universes and basically do whatever they want. So, and that kind of brings us into the finale, like the end of the finale, which is
Right.
they open their own investigative like company with Economos and Hardcore and Adebayo and Chris Smith and Adrian Chase or Vigilante, and they all go swimming into the sunset until Peacemaker gets picked up again, absolutely kidnapped by Rick Flag Sr.,
Hmm.
who is still absolutely consumed by his vendetta to get justice for his son,
Yep.
um, and falsifies Chris's volunteer status to send him into one of these portals to see if it's habitable to throw metahumans in the future in this place as sort of a prison,
Right.
and the place that they call it Salvation,
Yeah. Super
which
ironic.
right, yeah, and we don't really know much about the world or what it consists of. I'm sure we'll see more of it in the future, but at this point, Rick Flag Sr. has completely lost the plot. He's gone completely authoritarian. Um,
Hmm.
they end up getting the 11th Street kids end up getting some unlikely additions, I think, to their group. I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think Bordeaux is disgusted with Rick Flag in the end. I
Right.
think she's also a metahuman. I doubt she wants to end up in that box in
Yeah.
a
For
different
sure.
dimension.
For
Um,
sure.
I think Judo Master, Langston Flurry, I think all those characters are going to be joining our gang of misfits.
Yeah, and
Um,
Langston is in the montage for sure. I think Bordeaux I think is also in the montage when they're walking at in the
right.
new firm. I think they're
Yes,
all there,
yes. I
which is
think
so
they're
much
all
fun.
there.
And
Yeah.
also I just want to really circle back to the portals and how they got to exploring the portals. I mean, to really harness the technology so that they could go from portal to portal and be able to open their own portal to this place called, what is it called? Sanctuary?
Salvation.
Salvation. I always forget the name of this dang place. In order to be able to open a portal to salvation and have that open and close at their will, the way they developed that technology was they went back to Lex Luthor, and obviously he was imprisoned for a very long time after the events of the Superman movie. Some of his cohorts from that operation are now directly working for Argus in their offices, free as a bird, doing cocaine, jerking off on the computers in front of other
Just
people. I mean,
having a good
he's
old frat
having the
time.
time of his life. And Lex Luthor is obviously pulling strings from behind prison cell walls. I mean, he's obviously still a major player in this game.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of a puppet master to Rick Flag right now. I think Rick Flag has kind of become his puppet in a lot of ways.
I
And
could agree with
I don't
that.
even know
Yeah.
that that was necessarily his original intent, but I mean, it goes to show you. I mean, I don't think we have to stretch very far to draw comparisons between real life situations that are happening right now in the Middle East and the events that took place in the Superman movie. If
Right.
you align those characters and the antagonists and the protagonists of that movie, and you continue with that plot forward, I mean, you look at who Lex Luthor is. Lex Luthor is someone who colluded with a pretty evil government to try to
Foreign regime.
to overthrow a lesser country and to split the profits basically 50-50 of destroying these people and their country. And now that is the kind of person that the US government and their representatives and their agencies find themselves aligned with because of their pursuit of their desires. And it just, that happens all the time. I mean, it happens in politics quite frequently. I mean, it's happening today where you have you
Yeah.
have major political players, and
Well, listen,
they're all in
I
bed
don't
together.
think, yeah, and with we don't have to say names, but we all know what we're talking
Right.
about. But when you
100%.
have a country that's committing, a genocide, and that's been proven time and time again.
Mhm.
And then you have outside interests looking to cash in and make financial gains off of
Right.
what's happening over there. I mean, it's not much different than fiction, and it's funny how fiction can mirror real life events, even kind of while they're happening in real time. Like, I'm sure James Gunn has been
Yeah.
writing this for a long time,
Right.
and but by the time it released, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
And
couldn't have possibly predicted that it would be so close to real life, hitting so close to home.
yeah, I think a part
Yeah.
of it was definitely a critique of what we have in mind, but taken to
Mhm.
an extreme.
Right.
Prior to that extreme being a reality, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah,
And it
exactly.
just turns out that at the time of the release of Superman, it was already a reality.
Right.
Um, yeah, and you know, so
Yeah. Pretty
it's
scary
crazy, man.
stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely
Yeah,
scary
and
stuff.
just like I mean, it's scary in real life, just like it's scary in the show. I mean, the fact that they were able to kidnap Chris out of his home, who's an American citizen who's currently not, under arrest or has really done anything wrong to deserve this.
Right.
They take him out of his home, they throw him in the back of the van, they bring him into this warehouse where government, claims that he signed off on something that he never signed off on, and they throw
And
him in
now
a
it's
door.
yeah, and now it's looking like kind of like an X-Men situation where,
Right.
if you look back at Japanese internment camps or even like what like ICE is doing now,
Mhm.
picking American citizens off the streets, that's kind of what Rick Flag is talking about, except, instead of Latinos or Japanese people, it's going to be meta-humans. But
Right.
for the sake of the universe, like, which is obviously a fictional one, but like those metahumans are civilians, like some of them
Right.
are, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
them too, I'm guessing, and yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see. I think we're gonna see a lot more authoritarian tactics used by Rick Flag. I think we're gonna see either he's being controlled by an outside force, or it's just the folly of man. You get too much power, you get too comfortable, and now you're dick. Like,
Yeah. Right.
yeah, I mean, that's easily as plausible to me, but we're dealing with superheroes and supervillains. It could be a brain controlled thing, it could be anything,
Yeah.
but um but yeah, but I do think that's a part of what makes this show so special is that like it does tie into a lot of things, even Harcourt and Chris's relationship, like, where it's just toxic because there's no communication, and then when they finally do bridge that gap and show like some respect for each other in terms of let's talk about this,
Right.
everything gets better almost instantly. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And they go to
It's
that awesome boat concert with
yeah,
the band.
that
That
yeah,
was a good
yeah.
scene.
That was a good scene. I felt like there was a lot of music though.
Yeah, people were complaining online that it's basically that the finale was like a music video.
Yeah, a little
Listen,
bit.
man, it's a good song, man.
Hell yeah,
You're not
absolutely.
gonna get any complaints from me. It's a good song, good band, good scene. I like it.
Jordan
I
likes a
enjoyed it.
good song. Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
That's
dude, I
true.
love a good song, man. I
Yeah,
love
it's
a good
true.
song, and that dance sequence is great.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, I think that kind of wraps it up for season two, mostly. Besides, we're gonna get into some categories, but
Yes.
uh, I think if there had to be one takeaway I can get from this show, it's that it's never too late for you to kind of better yourself or change as a person or change for a person or whatever it is, to find compromise in a middle ground. And I think the way that it explores relationships in general is the largest takeaway I could get from a series like this, which I just came in for laughs and violence. You know what I
Right. Yeah.
mean?
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, it
yeah,
goes really deep
and
too.
you end up leaving with a lot more
Yeah. And that's the one theme that's very constant in this show is togetherness and kind of like a
community.
found family. Yeah, like a community found family kind of situation with the 11th Street kids. I mean, they're always there for each other. That's what drives the plot forward. Every time it looks like one of them is in an inescapable situation, what gets them out of that is one of the other 11th Street kids without fail every single time.
Yeah,
They're just they're a tight gang. They don't get separated. It's it's awesome. It's a good story, but ultimately I am excited to see what James Gunn does with this. That's what I'm really most excited for here. Again, I think this is definitely going to be a springboard for his next project. I hope that we do get a third season of
me
of
too.
Peacemaker, because I
Yeah,
really do think all the characters deserve like a really complete wrap up where it's not just open ended.
yeah,
And we'll see what we get from him. I mean, regardless, I'll support whatever James Gunn puts out at this point. I mean, he's
yeah.
doing great work.
I'm trusting
I'm a
him with
huge
the
fan of him
reins,
right
man.
now. Yeah,
He's
absolutely,
he's
absolutely.
Arthur Morgan, and I'm Dutch in Act One. You know what I mean?
We just need more money.
We need more money, then we can get to Tahiti.
Tahiti. We're going to Tahiti. Yeah, one day we'll get there. One day we'll
One
get
day.
there.
Hell
So
yeah.
I mean, we're an hour and 17 minutes in, buddy. You think it's time to get to some categories or what?
I think we could do some categories. I think that sounds good.
All right, you want to go first? I know you got a good one.
Yeah. I'll start off. So, all right. This is my first one. It's kind of a light one. Get us started. Um, if it was a life or death situation, I'm assuming guns and violence, maybe the mob's after you or something. Which member of the 11th Street Kids would you want protecting you in that life or death scenario?
Um, I would probably have to go with Vigilante, man.
Okay.
Vigilante is he's such a G. His scene at the in the finale where he's killing all the cops is crazy. I mean, I know there's two of them, but still, it was pretty wild.
Right.
And I just
Yeah.
think that he's someone who, in a situation where you're like, listen, I need protection, I need violence, and I don't need you to ask any questions. I just need you to deliver on this. Vigilante is your guy 100% of the time.
That's true. That is
Yeah.
absolutely true. I think that's a stellar answer. Honestly, it's probably my answer would be the same, but I'm gonna switch it up for the sake of switching it up.
Okay, for thicken the plot.
Yeah, thicken the plot a little bit.
Who do you got?
I think I'm taking Eagly, man.
Oh, Eagly is a good one. I
I
didn't
think
even
I'm
realize
taking
that was a
Eagly.
choice.
That was a
The
choice, man.
Prime Eagle.
The Prime Eagle, dude. If anyone's gonna protect me, it's that which cannot be tamed
That
or
which cannot be
something. I don't
tamed.
know.
Yeah, something like that.
Or something like
That's
that.
awesome.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Eagly's awesome.
He's pecking out the eyes of my enemies. They can't even
He
aim
is.
at me. It's. I
No.
mean, he's going off. He's bringing me dead rodents for snacks. I'm not gonna eat them, but I appreciate it. You
Yeah,
know.
and I don't think mobsters would deal with like an eagle attack very well. I don't think they would know how to handle it.
No, I don't think so at all. They'd be like,
You
"Hey,
ever
get the gabagool and get out of
you
here."
you ever see an Italian guy at the Jersey Shore trying to eat a hoagie getting attacked by Seahawks or seagulls? And the seagulls are flocking around him. He's like,
Is that from
"Oh
Family Guy or something?
no, dude! It's from real life, man. You never seen a
I've
guy
been to
with
the Jersey
just
Shore a lot, but
you ain't never seen a greasy Italian guy trying to eat some potato chips. The seagulls are flocking over to him. There's
I,
like 30 of them.
I gotta stop. I gotta stop staring at my phone. I don't know what I'm doing. I've missed that. I've missed that all
You
these
got to keep
years.
your eyes open, Joe. Oh man, but no, for real. Like, I mean, I mean, honestly, while we're on the topic of seagulls, like, I know you've seen a person get swarmed by seagulls before, and they can't
Yeah,
handle it. They're like, "Oh
for
my
sure.
god, what's going?" And then you run. You can't run from them. You have to show dominance. You can't
Yeah.
run from them.
Squat. You
Did
gotta
you
like
know that
stand up.
eagles? Did you know the eagles and all birds of prey are raptors?
Dude, ask me any eagle fact. I know all eagle facts. Anything and
You don't know
everything
any
there is
eagle
to know
facts.
about eagles. Dude,
That's
ask me
your.
anything. Ask me anything.
What do eagles eat?
Easy, octopus.
Nope, that's not correct. Incorrect. Nope.
Fuck, ask me
That-
another one.
That's us. All right, listen. My first category question I have for you,
Ooh, all right.
going back to that whole situation with the helmets, man. We were a little riled up before, and I think we have a right to be, because again, we didn't really see any Peacemaker helmet action in season 2, and that's kind of Peacemaker's whole thing. See, he's got the helmets that do the cool stuff.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see much of that, but so what we are going to get to do is we're going to get to make our own helmets. We're going to make our own Peacemaker helmets right here, right now. And you essentially have the same resources that, Peacemaker's dad would have had available to him, and the same kind of technology limitations. What kind of helmet you making, man?
Mm. Okay. So, ooh, it's hard.
Yeah, man.
It's hard.
It
It's
take I
hard.
took a lot. I thought about this one for a long time.
I think, I think that if I had to pick like a power, I want I want a helmet that can wirelessly hack anything.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You basically like got
Yeah.
like a Economos with you at all times.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. You just
That's pretty good.
whatever
I
you
like
want.
that.
Yeah. ATMs, banks, security cameras.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all.
Cars, new cars, they're all running on tech and shit. You get right
Right.
into your Tesla, no problem.
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. That's
I
pretty
think that's
good.
what I'm going with. Yeah, that sounds fun, dude. I'll be like playing Watch Dogs, but in real life, because that game was not
Yeah, it
great.
almost reminds me of like a cyberpunk too, like
Right.
cyber hacks. Yeah.
Yes,
Like net runners.
absolutely.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be doing.
That's awesome. That's a good idea.
Hell yeah.
The
You got one?
the the best one I could really think of was like a helmet that kind of like, you activate it, and it transforms into like a kind of like an exoskeleton kind of situation. I'm
Okay.
thinking like but full body armor. I just feel like Peacemaker is a little bit exposed for the kind of situations that he finds himself in.
Right.
And I know he has massive muscles that he needs to show off urgently, but I do feel like he could use a little bit more protection. Like I would love to see like an Iron Man, kind of like a Iron Man exosuit kind of thing, but it doesn't have to have all the Iron Man powers. He doesn't just get to have a helmet that makes him Iron Man. I don't think that's fair. But
Yeah, I would say that's not fair.
something like a energized armor shield that comes down and protects your whole body. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
Like Adam Eve from Invincible, like how she like
Yes.
kind of bloops down like a suit of armor.
Yes,
That
exactly.
that
Yeah.
sounds pretty tough. Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
think
like
that would work, because
virtually
I
indestructible.
feel like he finds himself kind of like exposed in a lot of situations.
Yeah, he gets his ass kicked constantly.
He does, he
He
does. So
does.
I'd like that to be avoided.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you?
I
What
could
about?
second that. I could second that.
Yeah.
All
What
right,
else you got?
all right. So this is my second category's question. It's kind of a doozy. I have a
Okay.
pre-made list.
Okay.
It's it's to build your own DC Suicide Squad, but out
Okay.
of these 10 people, right?
Okay. And how many
I
people do
tried
I
to
get to choose?
you get to choose 5. I tried
Okay.
sticking to people that we've seen in this DCU, but
Hmm.
there's probably a couple others in there.
Okay, I'm game.
But all right, so we got Weasel, Clayface, Peacemaker, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, G.I. Robot, King
Oh
Shark,
man.
and Poison Ivy.
Oh man, dude, that's a good list. That's a
Yeah,
hard.
man.
It's hard to pick only 5 from that.
It's 5.
I'm
So
gonna
if you,
go. So
yeah,
I'm gonna go by process of elimination. I'm gonna start knocking people off. I feel like that's gonna be my best way to get my
that's
ideal squad.
that's fair. Yeah.
All right, so As much as I love Weasel, he's out of there. He gets killed immediately in the
He gets
Suicide
the
Squad
boot
movie.
immediately. Okay,
He gets
yeah,
immediately. Yeah, I love Weasel, but he's out of there.
he's
And
out of
also, I don't
there.
even
All
know
right,
if he can speak. I don't even know if he knows how to communicate. I'm really worried he might be rabid. He's out of here. He's out of
you
there.
gotta
He's out.
watch Creature Commandos, son.
Yeah, he's out of there. Captain Boomerang's out of there.
Okay, all right.
Captain Boomerang's out of
What's
there.
wrong with Captain Boomerang?
Boomerang is like a mixture of like a recreational sport and like a outback hunting technique, and I don't like it. And I don't want it in my Suicide Squad.
What about a drunk Australian? You won't take that?
To have a beer with, absolutely. To go on a mission to save the world and possibly not make it, no, he
No.
can stay at the pub.
Okay.
All right, so I got those two eliminated.
You
Ooh
want to
man,
hear who's left?
this is tough. Yeah, who's left?
So you got
I got 8
Clayface,
left.
Peacemaker, Deadshot, Harley Quinn, Killer Croc, GI Robot, King Shark, and Poison Ivy.
All right, next two gone are Deadshot because he's kind of just a buzzkill. And he kind of and you can and I know you can only have one leader, and I don't really want him to be it.
Right.
And he doesn't clash well with other personalities, so he's gone. You got, oh man, I had someone else on the chopping block there, and I forgot. They were towards the end.
So King Shark, Poison Ivy, GI Robot, Killer Croc.
Killer Croc's out of there. I don't know that I'll be able to control Killer Croc.
Too unstable.
He seems really unstable.
He does seem really unstable.
Yeah,
for sure.
I just
Absolutely.
don't need that kind of drama. And honestly, Harley Quinn almost got the boot because of her instability. But I think I have to keep her in there. Because she puts in a lot of work sometimes.
So
and she's crafty.
You got one more to X out.
Oh man! All right, who's my final 6, man?
You got Clayface, Peacemaker, Harley Quinn, GI Robot, King Shark, and Poison Ivy.
Oh man, that's so tough.
Yeah, one of them's got to go.
Oh man,
the remaining are your squad.
It doesn't seem right to get rid of Peacemaker, even though he did cause a lot of trouble in the movie when he was part of the squad.
He did. He
caused a lot of trouble.
A lot of trouble. Yeah.
I don't want to do it to him. but I might have to, man. I don't know that he's gonna make the cut, man. You got some really, really powerful beings there in that group.
That's true. Yeah.
I mean, as much as I love Peacemaker and John Cena, I mean, I think it's the only logical decision to make. That leaves me. What's my 5? What's my Suicide Squad with that 5 then?
So you got Clayface.
He's so versatile, dude. I couldn't eliminate him. He's so versatile.
Yeah, he's on it. Harley Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
GI Robot.
He's
King
just so
Shark.
Awesome.
And Poison Ivy. It's a pretty good squad.
I like that, dude. And my thing with the reason why I couldn't cut GI Robot, even though he might be a little defective, is like any entity whose sole purpose for existing is just to kill Nazis, I can't part with that.
That's okay in my book.
I can't bring myself to part with them. I just can't do it. Yeah.
I like it.
I like that 5, dude. That's a good 5. Well, I'm rolling into battle with that 5. Absolutely, bro.
Hell yeah. All right. I'm going a little different with my 5.
All right. Who do you got, man?
So I'm taking Captain Boomerang.
Okay.
For sure. Because he's
You
want
to have someone to get beers with.
Yeah. I drink on the job. I need somebody that sees eye to eye with me.
Right.
GI Robot is coming. Without a doubt. GI Robot is coming.
Same reason as why I kept him, essentially.
100%. Also, he's just lovable. You just want to give him a hug. He's like the Iron Giant. You know what I mean? He's just.
You want to give him a hug and a gun to kill Nazis with.
For sure, fully loaded. I think then. Ooh, it gets harder after that. Clayface is coming. Clayface has to come.
That's 3 out of 5 already. You got to eliminate a lot of people, bro. You only got 2 more spots left in your squad.
All right. Now I feel like I have to pick between Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn because if you bring them both, they tend to les out when they're together.
That's
Um,
don't think that there's any founding for that at all.
yeah, there is.
Is there really?
Oh my God, dude! The comic books, the Harley Quinn TV show. Oh
Oh
yeah,
man,
they
that might be an
yeah.
unforeseen problem that I didn't realize I was gonna have.
That's
But
what I'm
maybe it's not a
saying.
problem. Either
It
way, I'm
might
rolling with
not.
it. Let's
It
roll.
might not be a problem, but it could
That's
jeopardize
crazy.
the mission. They tend to get into some shit, so you got to
That's
leave them
crazy.
separate. I think I'm taking Poison Ivy.
Yeah, she's so
I think
powerful.
Poison Ivy is super powerful and versatile. Um, the whole poison thing. Also, she's bad. Yeah, it's Poison Ivy for sure. So Poison Ivy, GI Robot, Captain Boomerang, and Clayface. And now I got one more I gotta pick. And I think I'm taking Deadshot.
Deadshot, even
I
though
think
he's a
I'm taking,
buzzkill.
even though he's a buzzkill, because you need something to bring it all back when me and Boomerang are getting lit up.
Yeah, 100%.
You
He's gonna
need
be
some,
on you.
yeah, I'll be honest. Exactly,
Yeah,
dude. You need a foreman. Any good job needs a foreman. And I
right.
I think I think Deadshot is that foreman.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. 100%.
That's awesome,
It's
man.
my list and I'm sticking to
No, it's a good list. I got no complaints with that list. I like it. I think you can ride into battle with that. I think they
Yeah,
would do
Killer
well.
Croc had to go though. Like that was
Yeah,
the
Killer
first one.
Croc.
I
He's
was
too
like,
unstable. He's frightening, man.
he'll
He's the
probably break
definition of.
his bomb out of his head and
Listen,
still.
Killer Croc is the definition of scares the hose.
Yeah,
That man, you cannot keep that bro around. You just can't do it. You just can't
oh,
do it.
he's not coming to the club, is he?
No, absolutely not. He's not allowed in. Breath was hitting. Didn't get past security.
That's was it. The $100 bill he tried slipping didn't even let it slide.
Nope. Not with Killer Croc. No.
All
Man, I
right,
hope we
so
get to see more Killer Croc, man. I hope I'm really excited to see what James Gunn does with this new DCU he's got the reins of here.
yeah,
I'm
I'm
super
excited for the
excited.
Clayface movie, man. That's coming
Yeah,
out. It's
I'm
gonna
hyped
be
for
like
that
a
as well.
full body horror, rated R.
Oh, that's
Like,
awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
man.
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
They're
here for
going
that.
all out.
That's sweet.
Um, but yeah, you got another category for us?
I do. I do. I have one more category. We got we got situations. So you last episode, the final episode, they're going in all these different portals, and
Yeah.
some of them seem even at least even for a moment like they would be like a dream, like you're in this magical world and it's really cool. It's something you never could have imagined. And then there's also ones that are really horrifically frightening, like the one with the screaming skeleton heads that are just like in constant agony and hellfire. Like I probably don't want to be there.
Okay.
So you gotta. I want you to try to come up with your dream portal versus your nightmare portal. Like what's the perfect world for you to step into, and what's the worst one that you could possibly step into?
Well, I think as for my dream portal,
Hmm.
you, you can't really change much about Earth 2.
Wait,
Like
hold on. Wait, what?
that's the dream. No,
Nazis and all,
no,
huh?
I'm joking.
Nazis and all is crazy.
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. That's terrible. Um, no, dude, if I had to pick a dream portal, honestly, I don't want to get too crazy because you could go into one of these dream portals and it'd be real cool for like a week. Like, what if you go to a place where there's nothing but super hot women and there's almost no men and you can go there and just bang forever, but then what happens? You know what I mean? You
Right.
die that way. Death by
Death from
snoo
Snoo
snoo.
Snoo. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've seen
The
the
documentary.
reels. I've seen
Yeah.
I've seen the old reels from the 1930s. um but but no, I think I pick a world that's almost like ours,
Mhm.
except um there's oh no. Except there's no what's the word? No billionaires.
Okay.
Go into a world with no billionaires, man. Not a one. Just
Righteous.
not
I like
not
that.
accepted. Yeah, exactly. And I think that would solve most problems. I'm gonna be honest with
I
you.
agree with that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that would
Yeah.
solve most problems. Um, Other than that, I would also like my favorite like quick restaurant in this world to be like as popular as McDonald's. So empanada grills everywhere, coast to
Everywhere.
coast, city to city, country to country,
Every strip
just
mall.
every
Yeah.
strip mall. Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
and just like the place I love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's my dream portal for sure.
That's pretty good.
Because I want a place with the same amount of oxygen. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to go to some world where like everything's cotton candy and now I'm dying
Right.
because I can't eat anything but cotton candy. Like, you know
Right.
what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Or because you're being attacked by the little gremlins that live inside the cotton candy forest.
Right. Yes,
Right.
exactly. That's the little horny gremlins that
Yes.
literally they were like humping that dude's face
They were.
and mashed it.
Absolutely.
Horrible. Yeah, and as for a nightmare portal, um any portal where I have to go to a psychologist and face my demons.
That does sound pretty horrifying, actually.
Yeah, I
That sounds
think
really
like
that
court
sounds scary.
ordered, you know, like
Right. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Or when
That's
you
my
can't
nightmare
escape,
portal.
you open the door and you're just in another therapist's office. You're like, no, not again.
Why don't you have a seat?
Have a seat. Just have a seat.
It's just Chris Hansen you
It's just
to
Chris
that
Hansen
fucking
every time.
lounge chair. It's just Chris Hansen every time.
It's every door you open is just Chris Hansen with a different wig on. Just have
So
a seat. Why don't you just take
how does
a
that
seat?
make you feel? Can I see that
Have a
bag?
seat. Oh man,
What's this,
that's pretty
condoms,
messed
beer?
up.
What were you planning on doing today, sir?
You have a pizza? Can I have a slice? No, it's crazy. He wouldn't eat that guy's pizza. I don't blame him.
No, me neither.
Wouldn't have eaten his pizza either.
No.
Yeah, this one's a loaded question for sure. This category, by the way, shout out to my lovely fiance. She kind of gave us some inspiration for this category.
For sure. We're not very creative.
Shout out Joy. No, we are sometimes, but
Yeah,
it's
sometimes.
not always in the not always in the good way. Sometimes we create evil. So my dream portal, man, it's tough to think of what my dream portal would be. It's like I can't. It's hard for me to picture like a world that I could shape that would keep me happy and satisfied forever.
Sure.
Oh, oof.
That's what I mean, dude. Think about this, to consider this for a moment. If you went into a
Mhm.
portal where everything was perfect and you had all the
Yeah,
money, everything in the world, you would have
yeah,
no problems anymore. So you
right.
would create your own problems.
I
You would
like
go
doing
mad,
that though.
dude. You would go mad,
But
brother.
I'd rather create my own problems than deal with problems that are thrown into my lap. I'd
You
like to
can't
curate my own
handle the
problems.
truth. No.
I'd like to create. I like to curate my own problems like a playlist.
No.
I think my dream world would be to keep it very simple. I think we live on a pretty amazing planet. My dream portal would be an Earth that is completely unpolluted, that's not being destroyed by mega corporations that contribute nothing to society.
Right.
And I would make it so that somehow every I'm sorry, rest of the world. I'm gonna have to look out for us on this one. America, every city, every state in America has a beach somehow. Somehow. Every state has a beach and an ocean that they can go to somehow, because I'm never more at peace than when I'm by the ocean, and I think I think everyone
Everyone
should be able
deserves a
to experience
beach.
that. Yeah, everyone
Life's
deserves
a beach and you should have one.
even Kentucky, even you guys get a beach. I'm looking out for you.
Yeah, but Ohio, no beach.
No, Ohio gets a beach too. It might be. Now, I'm not saying your beach won't be a little stinky. It might be brown, but it'll be a beach.
Brown. Oh no.
But it'll be a beach nonetheless.
Oh no.
As far as my nightmare portal, um, oh, it's a tough. I mean, it's less. I mean, I could think of a lot of things that would be really nightmarish. I would say, like, the one thing that I could really relate to in real life that, like, sometimes I feel like I'm trapped in a nightmare that I can't escape is when I'm surrounded by country music and I'm powerless to turn it off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Wow.
brutal for me, man.
You hit me in the feels with that one. Yeah.
Yeah, man. When I know I'm gonna be forced to listen to country music for the foreseeable future until I can remove myself from the situation amicably. It's like a prison sentence, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. I've been to barn style weddings, bro, and it's
No.
nothing. Like, first off, the
Oof.
idea of an open bar, it's just beer. You know what I mean? Domestic. It's
Ooh,
just beer, it's domestic.
ooh,
It's usually
ooh.
Coors Light.
Oh, man. Oh,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
getting more
yeah. And
painful.
there's country blasting.
It's nothing but. I mean, oh, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my nightmare. That's my hell.
That's right.
That's my nightmare right there. Yeah, I just can't
You
do it,
just
folks.
open
I'm
the
sorry.
portal, you're just at a folksy ass wedding in a barn somewhere in the middle of like
Oh.
Kansas.
Ooh, with like room temperature Coors Light.
Right, yeah, dude.
Oh,
Those
oh
mountains are
man.
never getting blue.
Yeah, I
It's
couldn't
just-
imagine a worse nightmare at the moment. I really couldn't.
oh man, I gotta agree with you there.
I'd rather
So
deal with Earth too.
that was I can paint this face.
That's crazy. That's wild. Oh man. Well, that's gonna do it for categories. And in the future, we're gonna get into we want to do listener questions here too. We want to really engage with the community. So it'll be a
Right.
way for us to kind of trim the fat a little bit on the categories and focus on stuff that really engages with the community. We want to take a moment here, really, just to thank anybody who's listened to us this far. I mean, we're an hour and 42 minutes into our recording. I'm sure our lovely producer Spencer is going to cut some of this, but I mean, if you guys made it past an hour and a half with us, like shout out to you. Thank you for supporting. Thank
Yeah.
you for listening.
We really appreciate
Please,
it.
yeah, I mean, we really do. Please take a moment to just, leave a quick review, leave a positive feedback, thumbs up, subscribe to our channels and stuff, and we're gonna keep bringing great good content. We're working on our Red Dead Redemption 2 series. Act 1 has already been recorded. It's very soon to be released. Act 2 is in progress, so we're really excited for that. We got a really exciting docket. We're gonna be consistent, guys. We're gonna be dropping every week. Hit us up. Let us know what you want to hear from us. Obviously, this is a podcast about our favorite stuff, but we're really hoping
Yep.
that our favorite stuff is your favorite stuff too. Like that's the hope.
100%.
That's
Yeah,
the dream here.
for sure, for
Um,
sure. So yeah, that's it for Geeks and Governance, our episode on Peacemaker season 2. And again, thank you guys for joining us.
so,
Cheers.
Joey, it's
And
been fun, brother.
yeah, absolutely. Feel free to come back and join us at the place where pop culture meets politics.
Yes, sir. Joey, love you, brother.
Love you
Listeners,
too,
love
man.
you guys. Until
Absolutely.
next time.
Bye.